April 10, 1942. A news reached Toledanos, a news they don't want to hear. It was so terrifying that the telephone operator left his post in panic without sending out the information that the Japanese had landed at Barrio Bato in Toledo. Lieutenant Olegario Barra had to confirm first the report before warning the headquarters in Magdugo in Toledo about the arrival of the enemy forces. Then happened the first encounter between the Japanese and Toledanos with the help of Yusafi soldiers, tagged as one of the heaviest and bloodiest fights at the onset of the war. Though the enemies known several axes and several points of the city, the Toledanos were not just prepared, they built defenses around the city that would help history be known to present. They chose to wait for the Japanese invasion troops in an elevated area by the church. Since the church was an advantage because of its strait, they were able to sight the enemies offshore. Subsequently, one account said that the enemies reached the defense line in the hills of Barangay Ilihan. Heavy fighting occurred and bursting of guns and rifles can be heard in the area. Tatay Manning Rabanus, 89 years old from Kabulihan Uno, recalled how he and his family used to hide in caves and mountains during the war. They dared not to cook any food, fearing that even a whiff of smoke could reveal their location to Japanese planes, which would then bomb the area. Even Tatay Hermoino Cantiveros, now 85 years old, shared that his only memory from the war, being just 4 years old at that time, was constantly evacuating with his family, fleeing from danger again and again. But little did the Japanese know that Toledanos and Yusafi soldiers already built foxholes that serves as machine guns' nests or shelters in the early January of 1942. Not just that, they also installed more than 40 concrete barriers, known today as Depensa in Barangay Carmen, in preparation for the coming of the Japanese. These were also called Dragon's Teeth, as mentioned by Professor Jobers Bersales in his book The War in Cebu. The church's elevated area, the foxholes, the Depensa. These were strategically used by the soldiers to hinder the advance of the enemies. These structures were able to generally camouflaged against the landscape to hide the occupants from enemy view, and they were installed with loopholes where weapons could be fired. These shows valiant efforts of the Toledanos and Yusafi soldiers to safeguard the city away from the hands of the invaders. Today, these concrete defenses still stand as a testament of the sad battle. With these remnants of resistance of the Toledanos, these shape the present by strengthening local identity and pride. This builds a strong connection, reminding the current generations of Toledo of their roots and shared heritage. Preserving these structures help maintain our rich history and respect for the sacrifices our heroes made. These historical influences highlight the power of courage and unity that serves as a legacy that would continue to inspire generations to avoid conflict and to hope for a peaceful future. So if you are a history enthusiast and happen to visit Toledo, don't forget to tick your bucket list by stopping by on one of these historical remnants of defense.